Good evening everyone. Myself Akshita. Welcome to Student Chem. Today we are going to discuss about the structures of an amino acids. So let's start our class. Here in the center of each amino acid has a carbon. So this is the general structure of an amino acids. It consists of a central carbon which is attached to 4 different groups. That is, one is carboxylic acid group, H, amine, and another is R group. Okay. Now these R group differ from one amino acid to another amino acids. So to learn the structures and names of amino acids, first step is to learn the 4 sentences. So let's discuss about our first sentence. That is, here our first sentence is gap TS T CM. So what is a gap? What is the full form of gap is, here G stands for glycine, A for alanine, P for phenylalanine. So our gap is glycine, alanine, phenylalanine. So our next is TS. TS stands for tyrosine and serine. Next T. T stands for threonine. And our last one is CM. CM means cysteine and methionine. So to learn this set of amino acids, our first sentence is gap TS, T and CM. So let's move to our second set of amino acids, that is AG, AC. Here A stands for asparagine, G for glutamine, A for aspartic acid and G for glutamic acid. Now our third sentence is V lila. So here V stands for valine, L stands for leucine, I for isoleucine, L for lysine and A for arginine. So this becomes V lila. So our fourth sentence is PHT. So here P stands for proline, H stands for histidine and T stands for tryptophan. So this is our 4 sentences containing total 20 amino acids. That is gap TS T CM. Second sentence is AG and third sentence is V lila and fourth one is PHT. Now let's discuss the structures of an amino acids. So now here, according to our tricks, that is GAP gap, G for glycine, A for alanine and P for phenylalanine. Here glycine can be written as, if the fourth group is H, then we will call it as glycine. If the fourth group is CH3, then we will call it as alanine. So if in this CH3, if one H is replaced by the phenyl group, then we will call it as phenylalanine. So glycine, alanine and phenylalanine. These are the structures of this glycine, alanine and phenylalanine. So our next is the tyrosine and serine. That is, if to this phenyl group one OH group is added, then we will call it as tyrosine. So next is, that is serine. So how serine can be written? If CH2OH group is present, then we will call it as serine. So tyrosine and serine can be written as, if this phenyl group is minused, then we will get the serine. If to this phenyl group OH is added, then we will call it as tyrosine. So our next is threonine. So threonine can be written as CH3 and to this OH group is attached. Next is cysteine. So cysteine and methionine, that is they both become the CM. So CM can be written as cysteine and methionine. Here for cysteine, CH2SH group is there, whereas for methionine, CH2, CH, S and CH3. So this is the structure of CM. So this whole structure come under our first sentence, that is GAP, TS, T and CM. So let's move to our next sentence, that is AG. So our next sentence is AG, that is asparagine, glutamine, aspartic acid and glutamic acid. So asparagine can be written as CH2CONH2. So difference between asparagine and glutamine is that here one carbon is inserted between the C double bond O and CH2 bond. So here if one CH2 is inserted, then we will get the glutamine. Now if this NH2 group is replaced by OH, then it becomes the acid group. So we will call it as aspartic acid. in asparagine is a base, so it has the NH2 group. If this NH2 group is replaced by OH, then we will call it as aspartic acid. If we know that it is a glutamine, so in glutamine NH2 is there. So if this NH2 is replaced by OH, then we will call it as glutamic acid. So this is our second sentence, that is AG and AG. So our third sentence is V lila. So how can this be? Okay, next V lila. So here V stands for valine. Valine structure can be written as isopropyl structure. Here 1, 2, 3. These 3 is the propyl group. So this group is called the isopropyl group. When isopropyl group is attached to this carbon, then we will call it as valine. Next, this is isobutyl group. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons are there. So butyl, isobutyl. So if isobutyl is there, then we will call it as leucine. If isopropyl is there, then we will call it as valine. Next, here isoleucine can be written as, if here as there is a isobutyl, here it is a secondary butyl. So if secondary butyl is present, then we will call it as isoleucine. If isobutyl is there, then we will call it as leucine. Here our last one is lysine. So after isoleucine there is a lysine. Lysine can be written as 4 carbons then NH2. So whenever there is a 4 carbon and NH2, that type of amino acid is called the lysine. Here valine, leucine, isoleucine and lysine. Our last one is the arginine. So arginine can be written as 3 carbons NH, which is attached to one more carbon. This carbon is further attached to NH and NH2. So this type of amino acid is called the arginine amino acid. Now our fourth sentence is PHT, that is proline, histidine and tryptophan. Here this whole compound is equal to this amino acid. Here this COOH is acting as this COOH and this NH2 is NH. Here this whole thing is acting as a cyclic compound. So this is called the proline structure. Next is our next amino acid is histidine and tryptophan. Here the difference between histidine and tryptophan is that here in this case both have the CH2 group. Here there is an absence of benzene group. Here there is a presence of benzene group. So these two can be differentiated by the benzene group. So by this we will end the structures of an amino acids. Thank you for watching this video.